Good morning, this is the Eager Beaver Show.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Well, good morning and hello, kids, and welcome to Season 3 and Episode 291 of the Daily Beaver Morning Show here on the Crier Media Network. Yeah! Today, recording day is Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. And I believe it's probably going to be a little bit of a wet day here at the Beaver Lodge, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and again, we're back to temperatures. Pardon?
Never mind.
Pardon me?
Never mind. I was being cheeky.
Okay. With temperatures back again above zero for some reason in January. Hi.
Very bizarre.
But at least there'll be some light snow and rain and stuff, so some moisture, which is very, very much needed. We haven't gotten much. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver, hey. And with me, as always, is my good friend, Mr. Grizzly. A big thank you goes to our podcast's founding sponsors, the Pepper Master, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. We have a special treat for you today because we have a guest with us. And if you have been on Twitter, you have probably seen him. But before we get to him, let's do the thing that we do every morning, which is the most important thing we do, and that's say hello to you, Mr. Grizzly, and ask you how your mental health is doing today, sir.
Well, good morning, Mr. Beaver. My mental health is top-notch right now, and I don't understand it. I mean, really, it's January 9th. You know, it was Elvis's birthday yesterday. We missed Elvis's birthday. But January 9th, and it's usually like a blah, you know, the weather doesn't cooperate. It's usually freezing cold out, although it's not very cold, and we have almost no snow. So I should be bummed out about that because I'm a skier, and there's nothing to ski on right now. But somehow, some way, I don't know what it is. Mentally, I'm top-notch right now. So I'm just going to continue to roll with it until it, you know, eventually I'll hit a bump, but let's enjoy it while we can, right? Don't question, just roll it out.
No, that is wonderful to hear. I too am in a good mood, and again, should not be the case. It was an extremely short night. We're talking fewer than 3 hours.
Oh, well, I got 4, but you know, still, it's
so probably after this, I'll be going to bed.
Yeah, I'll be going to the office.
Yeah, God, I have the luxury of not having a meeting until 10:30. So afterwards, so I might try to get an extra hour in before we do things because at some point I've got to clay curling at 5 o'clock, and I don't want to fall asleep while I'm sweeping.
Oh, that's right. David Bowie's birthday was yesterday too. It was also the anniversary of his death. Died on the same day he was born.
Oh my!
Yeah. Thanks, Linda, for reminding me of that. So, here's the thing. Despite all these terrible things going on in the world, I feel great. And I kind of feel a little bit of the Irish Catholic guilt because there's terrible things happening everywhere, but I actually feel wonderful. So,
Guilt is a useless emotion.
Agreed. I said a tiny bit. I've learned to dispense with most of it because, quite frankly, it's ridiculous. It's like, look, man, when you're feeling good, feel good and roll with it because it's not going to last forever. Right.
Now, speaking of people who feel good in a world that seems to be going upside down, is our guest. You would
Love this
probably
guy.
recognize him. Oh, me too. You would probably recognize him online if you happen to be on TikTok or on Twitter, because you'll see his TikTok videos. He is practicing. He's an engaged citizen, and he is doing so with a lot of, I don't know if you would say it's with humor, but because he's presenting straight facts. But
Yes.
the entire time he laughs, and he's got such a great laugh.
Well, and the thing is, what I love about it
Because
is
it's so ridiculous.
he has the
recognizes how
aggression
ridiculous.
that I have, but he's able to channel it into humor, whereas mine is just yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
And he's able to channel it into a pleasant exchange. But you can see the aggro is
It's there.
there,
The
right?
intent is there. And if you listen to the year-end reviews when we were talking about our netizens of the year, we mentioned, and I did admit that I maybe have just a tiny little bit of a crush on him. So, kids and cubs, please put your paws up and give a big round of applause to at Creek Pete 2. Hey.
Morning.
How you
Morning,
doing?
guys. That's okay. It's early, like you guys.
Yeah.
I'm still wiping the crust from my eyes, so it's all
Yeah.
good.
Squint-eyed and confused, as Gord Downie would say.
Yeah.
That's
At
me.
least I got a little bit more sleep than you guys, though. I got about 5 hours, so.
Awesome.
And you too, like we have lately, have had a bit of tech issues.
Yeah. What else is new?
What else, right?
Right. What else is new?
Life in the 21st century.
Yeah, exactly.
I am still in the phase. I thought it would like last a week or two, but I'm still being attacked by inanimate objects. Still. It's been a full month now.
Yeah.
It's weird. Well, welcome to the Beaver Lodge. Turns out you had told me that we actually know each other because your handle had changed. So we have actually been communicating. I thought that we were a new sort of connection, but we've been communicating for a long time.
It's been a while, right? So back, I had an old Twitter handle that it was for Pete's sake, right? And then that one got the kibosh because I don't know. I had some choice words for some politicians, and then I got the boot, and then I gave up on Twitter for a good couple years, actually. Just didn't go back.
I did too.
I went there. I would just scroll and lurch and look at the news and stuff like that, but I didn't really participate or anything like that. And then we were friends back in the. It's got to go back probably 5-6 years at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird on Twitter because like some people will change their handle names randomly.
Yeah.
And then some people, they get booted in the accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes they change their names and I'm talking to them. It's like, do I know, like you sound familiar, but I don't remember. No, it's me. I changed my name, or But often, like when people get booted, they say, "Okay, this is a new account because I got booted." But you didn't do that.
No, like I said, I gave up on it. I was just like, you know what, it was so ridiculous. I mean, again, it was my own fault. I was fairly rude to somebody, and I don't regret it, but I was, and then I got the boot, and I was just like, forget it. You know what? Let's try something else. And then I started TikTok a couple of years ago too. So then that was it.
I've been relatively dormant on my TikTok lately, but my TikTok, I chose to not be political, and I tried to keep this as my political outlet. Although every now and then the politics would fly in my face during that whole occupation thing and the blue jacket thing. And, people were just hurling shit at me. So I responded to it. But all the stuff they sent to me, I just laughed about.
Yeah.
It's like,
You
sorry,
have to.
I'm rubber and you're glue.
Yeah.
You have to at this point, right? And like
Yeah.
you say, like I don't know if I'm laughing about it in my videos or anything like that. It's more like just pure sarcasm, right? Because everything's just so stupid right now. It's so stupid. Everything that the responses that you get, the comments that you get, everything is just so stupid. So like I use that sarcasm just to like you say, avoid the rage.
You can see it's just bubbling below the surface.
Yeah.
You're very good at it, though. The sarcasm and the chuckles, it's like, I need to learn how to do that so I can ease back on some of my aggression. And somebody says, you're going to have a heart attack. And I'm like, no, I'm fit as a fiddle, man. That's not a problem. And my doctor said, no,
it's not that.
Get your aggression out.
And and in my daily life too, right? Because I'm an excitable kind of guy, right? So people sometimes misconstrue the excitement as aggression, right? But it's not. It's just I get excited about stuff, right? And I get louder and I get more sarcastic. But it's not an aggression kind of thing. It's just the way I am, I guess.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we all have our internal hardwiring.
Yeah.
So, let me put this. Why did you come back
to Twitter?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I really, because it's such a shithole, right?
It really
Twitter
is
such a disaster. I don't know why I came back to Twitter. I guess just to get, because you know what, because I was using my banned account, right, to kind of just go through the feeds and stuff like that. And then when you're using a banned account to go in, you don't get the full feeds and you only get a certain amount that you can look at. So then I was just like, okay, I'll just start a new account again. And then a few of my friends from TikTok, I noticed were posting my videos onto Twitter. So then that's when I was like, okay, I'll just start up another account again.
And what was it that motivated you to get involved in the political sphere, if you will, as kind of doing what we're doing? It's just, was it just a matter of, I'm just sick of the bullshit, the lies, the misinformation, the disinformation, the gaslighting that never gets answered? Because that's why we're doing it.
Yeah, it's the exact same. Like there's just so much bull that goes on and nobody seems to correct it, right? And you'll a lot of my videos that are on TikTok, I do poke a lot of fun at Canadian media because it's just there. I don't know where the fact checking aspect of media went. It's gone. Just gone. It's just completely gone. And all we have are just opinion piece after opinion piece after opinion piece. And they're all torqued, right?
Yes.
And especially, I don't know, I don't want to get sued, but like the PM media outlets, they're just, do they do any reporting? Do they do any real journalism anymore? I don't know if they do. I very rarely see any real journalism from those outlets. Yeah. And it's like, enough is enough, right? Like we need to check the facts. We need to be accountable to people that are saying things that have a huge audience, like politicians, and just get away with saying whatever they want and no pushback whatsoever.
Yeah.
Well, and parliamentary privilege does not extend outside of the House of Commons.
And right? that's the thing, right? And why isn't some of the stuff that's being said? And it's not just the Conservatives, except
no,
they're brutal. I mean, they're just absolutely nuts when it comes to just bold-faced lies, and nobody seems to correct it, right? And the one of the things now too, and especially Crier Media understands what's going on with the shit posters, and I'm not going to say their name either, but we know who we're talking about, right? And they could just say whatever they want, and they're directly part of the party. And I just don't understand why there's no pushback whatsoever.
That's the part that's so frustrating. Yep. They just continue to get away with it every damn day, and I'm exasperated all the damn
15 times a day, right? Yeah. It's not even just the one every day. It's like multiple times a day where they just say whatever they want, blurt out whatever they want. And then the problem is like you say, people don't necessarily follow politics maybe the way that we do.
Mhm.
And that's it just snowballs, right? So one person or that shit posting site will say one thing and it can be completely false, but it becomes the truth because there's no correction to it whatsoever, right? And that's the problem.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about that on another show, the marketing rule of 7. Like I said, if you have to be exposed to a message at least 7 times to be, to be convinced of it. And with internet and the way that's working, like this, you can be exposed to that message 7 times, like in 30 minutes.
Yes.
Like that. Like that.
Easily.
It's amazing how many comments that, my comment section, I guess I'm targeted. I gotta admit, I have a bit of a troll group or a bot group that love
you have fans
focus right on me. And I mean, I'm hoping that most of these people are not real. That's the other thing too, right? I genuinely hope that a lot of these people that do PP for PM, right? It's just 15,000 comments of the exact same thing, verbatim, right? I mean, it is the same text 100 different times. And I'm hoping that these are bot farms rather than actual people that just repeat the things that they're told to, right? So,
like if we have an example of this actually of the group that will not be mentioned. But with regard to the Prime Minister's recent vacation, which is to the same place he went last year. So you'd think they'd be kind of okay with it. Like, you're sitting there, you're the Prime Minister. Every time I go on vacation, people go nuts. So let's go back to the same place I went last year because they got it all out of their system last year.
Nope.
No.
But here's the other thing too, right? So how many articles are about this vacation? I've seen 20 at least.
Easily.
Easily.
What is the big deal? Okay, you know what? There's some ethical issues, and I get it. You know what? Maybe the PM should not take a free villa. Oh, fine, right? But if you watch the progression of this whole story, first it started with, he's going on another taxpayer-funded vacation. All he does is vacation. Except there was articles that debunked that, right?
Yes.
And then. So he's paying, we're paying for another holiday and we're blah, blah, blah. He never works. And now it's all of a sudden, now he got it for free. Now, it's corruption. He's taking a bribe, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what he does. They'll spin it to something.
Right. And then there's also the point, if you count the number of days he actually worked, it's actually more days than the average person.
Right.
Because we get weekends.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that they failed to mention, right? They failed to mention, and I have said this even about Pierre Poilievre. When they're in that position, if a crisis emerges and they're on vacation, that vacation ends instantly. They never talk about that. Sure, he's on vacation, but I guarantee you he's still working.
Well, it's part not of really the security cost too, right? So he has the security there. He has his comms there. He's in contact 24/7, right? So even just because he's on a holiday, I mean, the guy's still working, right?
Still working. And I say the same
still
thing
getting
about
a daily briefing.
Well, I say the same thing about the leader of the loyal opposition. He's working.
Third in line. Let's be real here.
Yes.
But speaking of this, and this is where we go. We got this group that we will not mention,
right?
Basically. And there we go. Trudeau initially claimed he's paying for this extravagant vacation. Actually, it was the PMO, but got caught lying to Canadians again. It's not a lie.
Yeah.
Just probably a misstatement. This is clearly a bribe. Oh, and Trudeau and his entourage, including his ex-wife, took 2 government jets on the taxpayer dime to get to Jamaica, blah, 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 blah. Remember that when you lecture Canadians on climate change? Of course, let's not count how PP got to all the places he got to do those over 100 town halls. Right? Yes. Then what an absolute a-hole. Okay. Speaking of a-holes, this is clearly a bribe.
Right?
That is a crime.
Yeah.
We are alleging a crime.
That's libel, defamation.
This is libel.
Yeah.
And how they just get away with
nobody in the press has run with this.
Because they're scared of them. They are, and the press is scared of them.
And here's the other thing, the beauty. If you put this one up, one of the people who ran with this is this guy.
Oh yeah.
He actually released a whole bunch of crap like this, but with the whole Epstein list
Yeah.
that came out recently, there was a whole doctored list, and he put it on there and said, "Oh yeah, the prime minister's on
Yeah.
this," and then he writes, "X is turning into a communist shithole." It's like, okay, dude, if you have a problem with if Elon Musk is not going enough right wing for you,
Right.
like this, and you feel this, I mean, clearly he feels he's losing the battle, which for me brings joy.
Is the communism in the room with you right now, Theo?
Yeah, I mean, everything's communism to them, right?
They don't even know what communism is, though. That's the thing.
They don't know what it is.
They don't know what communism,
all.
socialism, or fascism is. They haven't got a clue.
They're just buzzwords, right?
That's all it is.
And I said this in one of my videos too, is that the one thing that the right does and does well is PR. They know how to hammer down those slogans, hammer down the buzzwords, and make people repeat them, right? So communism is bad. Everything is communism. It doesn't clue in. Do you understand what communism actually is? No. Trudeau's a communist. He's also a socialist. He's also a dictator fascist.
And it's hard to be a communist and a socialist at the same time.
Right. I mean, it just makes no sense. It's so stupid. Like I say,
and a
so
Marxist.
Stupid.
Yeah. And a Marxist, yeah.
Yes.
You can't be all of those things. It's simply not possible. If you understand the definition of any of them, communism is everything is owned by the state and it doles it out. Socialism is when the means of production are owned by the factory workers, which means that in socialism, there's plenty of room for wealth under socialism, which is what a lot of people fail to realize. There's private, you own everything. The people own everything, not the state. That's socialism.
Right.
And fascism, well, let's not even go there.
But it's the whole Fox News, right? It's the whole steeping of the Americanized MAGA Fox News coming into Canada, right? And, the Americans are trained to hate socialism, right?
Yes.
Medicaid, no, it's not socialism, right? But...
Well, and I pointed out to a woman years ago, we've lost touch, but we used to talk on the Twitter all the time. She's a member of Mensa, incredibly bright, intelligent woman, has 3 PhDs, like super smart. But just because you have that education doesn't necessarily mean you're smart when it comes to a lot of things.
No.
Because she said, there's no socialism in America. And I said, I'll give you the biggest example of socialism there is. She goes, what's that? And I go, the National Football League. She goes, no, that's capitalism pure and simple. And I go, no, it's not. Here's why.
They have a revenue sharing.
Revenue sharing, salary cap. Do you honestly think the Green Bay Packers in a city of 150,000 people could put together a team that could challenge for a Super Bowl title versus say, I don't know, the New York Giants or the New York Jets, where they have all of the money and all of the population? And she just went, holy shit. I go, revenue sharing right across.
Well, and then think about the stadiums too, right? Like it's the same thing here too, right? Like I think New York just something like 800 million for a new stadium
for Buffalo.
And how's that not socialism? How is that not socialism for the rich anyway, right?
Yes, because
the rich seem to really love it.
They
cut
love it.
$850 million from the education budget in New York State, but put $800 million towards a new football stadium for a billionaire who owns a team.
Right.
It's amazing how
capitalize the profits, socialize the losses.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way,
Theo
Fleury ended up deleting that tweet, eh?
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. Yeah,
he
the one with the manifest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And here's another one. And I wanted to show it to you because I had some fun with a twit yesterday.
Do you want me to share this?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, this is their profile. Right?
Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah. Now here are some warning signs. Truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Red flag. Red flag. Warrior 4, whatever.
Yeah.
Red flag, the Prince of Peace. If you explicitly have to tell people that you're a Christian or a patriot or smart, or loyal, you're probably not.
I've said it a couple of times in my videos too. Like the word patriot has absolutely no meaning whatsoever.
It's lost
No.
everything.
And
Yeah.
then, of course, the prostitute MSM, because this guy believes that our press in Canada is in the bag for liberals,
Of
right?
course.
So he puts this thing out, right? Now, of course, this is, Crybaby Caillou's thing. And he writes, John Gotti. He goes by John Gotti. He's created nothing but endless chaos, hate, and division, not to mention the disastrous economic policies. The doofus broke a great country. Like, now that's being silly and ungrateful.
Yeah.
He's going to go down in history as being one of the most transformative PMs since Pearson. And like you said, then they go into the nut job, right?
Right.
Mhm.
He's also going down as the only PM in history to be charged with ethic violations, not once but 3 times. Again, so silly.
Yeah.
First of all, the ethics law in question didn't exist before 2006. Who else would have been?
Right.
Especially since Prime Minister Harper named as a commissioner one with an astoundingly weak enforcement record when applying the law to his own government, according to even Democracy Watch. And Democracy Watch isn't actually a liberal organization
Right.
either, right? They've sued Mary Dawson at least 5 times. They have a whole backgrounder on how she was terrible.
Yeah.
And then, if we're going to compare governments on ethics, well, let's look at the previous government. Pleaded guilty in court to election cheating in 2006 via overspending. They did that in and out thing that allowed them to spend $1 million more in an election than they were supposed to.
Yeah.
And then when they filed the documents to Elections Canada, because when you get over 5% of the vote, you get a certain amount of the money that you
Mhm.
spent on your campaign back. They tried to keep all of that money
Right.
first.
Right.
And then it's just before going into that 2011 election where Harper got that majority that they said, okay, yeah, we did it. So they fought this. They screamed up and down for 5 years, up, down, sideways, back and forth. We didn't do anything wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
we're pleading guilty.
But this is
In order to keep
yeah.
4 people's asses out of jail.
Well, this is the whole
Right.
thing that goes back to the SNC thing too, right? But this is exactly what it said. It's the pipeline of saying one thing and it just becoming truth, and they just repeat it. They just keep repeating the same thing, devoid of any kind of context, devoid of any kind of real factual information or anything like that. But they just repeat it, and I get those comments. Oh my God, 30, 40 times a day. It's so ridiculous. It's
So
all they have are slogans.
most divisive prime minister in history. Really? I mean,
Really, in history.
in history,
Okay.
In history.
ever.
Yes, ever. And then
But
you can
if you ask them for anything, right? So this is the best part. This is why I like doing what I do, right? Because you go into the comments and you're like, okay, prove it, right? Anything that they say, prove it. They just come back with stupid lines. PP for PM. They're always dodging, kind of answering any questions because they can't answer any questions. They just have the talking points that they repeat, and that's it.
Yeah, and engaging with the facts. And this is why I'm presenting this. So pleaded guilty in court. The first government in the entire Commonwealth to be found in contempt of Parliament, had a senator go to trial, and had a cabinet minister go to jail.
Right.
The current government has had nothing like that. And then finally, the current leader of the opposition is under a compliance agreement with Elections Canada because he too cheated. And a compliance agreement is a deferred prosecution agreement, that same thing that you had trouble with SNC.
Right.
And then, of course, you get the response, oh, please get off your knees. It's embarrassing. Think about it. So two of those fuck-ups now make them a victim?
Yeah.
Completely gone. And then you say, read again, and then you get this. Like this, I suspect I know where your loyalty comes from.
Yeah.
Like this, recruited with the flag flags, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to react now.
Yeah.
And then from their secondary account for followers,
that's another thing.
Because and they come back, they pretend that they're a new person.
Yes.
And then they come back and say, yeah, let's blame the Harper government for all the liberal policies, lies, and deceit. I think you meant to say, let's compare the Harper government's ethical record to that of liberals. And then say, we normal people actually do follow the news and we actually watch the parliamentary debates. P.S. Normal people don't continue tweeting from the secondary ghost accounts when they've lost the argument on their main one.
Exactly.
Ow.
And that's the thing too. Like TikTok is horrible for that, right?
Oh,
right?
So I'll and now, like, because like my account's been mass reported so many times. It's so ridiculous, right? But they'll come in with a troll account, and they'll have 87 followers and no videos whatsoever, and they'll go back and forth, and I'll go back and forth with them a little bit, and I'm very careful now because I've gotten so many violations just for in an emoji or something stupid like that, and so I'll try and play with them for a few minutes, right, and just be like, again, just prove what you're saying to me. Just share a link of something that you're trying to say that will prove your point. And then they just, again, move the goalpost to something else. And then eventually, because I'm done with the trolls, so I'll just block them. And every single time, within 5 minutes, another burner account, faceless, less than 100 followers will come in. Oh, you just block people. And I'm like, you're giving yourself away. You understand that you're showing that you have multiple troll accounts, right? Like,
that's the thing. They don't understand that, though. They don't understand it.
No, it's just like, you guys are so stupid.
Well, they're pigeons that knock over the chess pieces, strut around the board, shit everywhere, and act like they've won something.
That's it, right? And it's it. Okay, prove what you say. No, you prove what you say. I win. You blocked me. I win. Yeah. Okay, I don't care. Bye.
Look, if that's what you need to get through the day, then
that's what it is. I said it.
Congratulations.
I've said it to them many times. I go and enjoy. Go to your group of imaginary troll accounts and circle jerk that imaginary victory that you just got on me. Way to go, guys.
Another thing I do that's really fun is because if you block, they know it.
Yeah.
So I like to mute them.
Yeah.
Like this, and then. Like I keep the thing open and I get that little gray box, right? And I don't care what they say, right? It's like, oh, judging by the little gray box that appeared on my screen, it seems that somebody really enjoys talking into a wind tunnel after they've been told that they've been muted. And then like this, and then they write again, and then it says, "Oh, still at it, eh? I wonder." And then like this, and it's like, I wonder have they used a tarred word yet? Like this, and then the next one says, "So I bet you by now they're probably not talking anything about the original point now, right?"
Never.
Like this, I guess. And then after about like a couple of them, because some of them leave after one or two, but some of them are really persistent.
Yeah.
So then I like click on it and I look at them, right? Like this, and then it turns around and I see like, yeah, you didn't mute me, and like, yeah, I did actually. So then like I take a screenshot and I put it in like this, pretending that I haven't seen it like that way, like this, and then like this. Gee, it's been 4 times. Let's see, how many times more will they continue? I'm starting a pool. I say about 5, which probably guarantees about 6 or 7. Just to say like this, and then when they put the screen caps of all the mute ones like this, and then they stop because they realize how stupid they look, and it's like.
My favorite response is after muting them and letting them yell into the void. I just go back after a couple of days and go, "You're still here? My God, man, get a life!"
Right.
Wow, does that shut them up fast?
Oh yeah.
And then I wait about a couple hours after they stop. Then I block them because then they don't know they're blocked because it's like yes, and I know it's cruel to toy with people who don't have the intellect.
Yes.
I mean, it's not even sport anymore.
No.
But it is fun.
It is fun. It's amusing. Well, and like you say, they have no facts to back up any of their statements because they're not arguments.
No.
They have no facts.
No.
It's like the guys that are still complaining about mandates at this point, right?
Yes.
Like, shut up.
It's been 3 years.
Shut up. Like, I just don't care anymore. And the fact that you're still crying about it is just so pathetic. Just shut up.
Well, and here's the thing about the mandates is during the mandates, you so wanted them to be over.
Yeah.
Now they are over. Maybe even might possibly a little too much considering the numbers aren't right now. We've all moved on and you are still stuck there, thus proving that the mind is the greatest prison.
Yes. Exactly.
Or this is
the
they've never left 2020.
This is the only thing that they had. And they found a group that, are like-minded, and it's their whole identity now, right? Like
completely.
They can't get over it.
Yeah. And that's when you see those things in when you say it's their whole identity, you get those videos in the States about like people introducing Trumpers and go like this. It's like, yeah, these liberals make it their whole identity while they're wearing like the Trump T-shirt and the Trump hat. I was like, really, eh?
Exactly.
It's like hold up a mirror. It's like, have you smelled yourself
Yes.
lately?
Yes.
Because now on a more serious topic though, right? Because you have to be engaged and informed, and we keep on saying this on the show, being informed is a choice.
Yep.
Is why, I guess if I was being a troll, it's like, why do you care so much?
I mean, why? How can you not care? How can you not care? How can we just allow lies to go unchecked? It's not good for democracy. It's not good for our country. So that's my biggest thing. Like, why don't more people care? Is my concern, right? Because if you're gonna be manipulated by memes, like we're screwed. If we allow the vast majority of our citizens that are eligible to vote, right, allow them to just vote based on pure misinformation and lies, we're going to have real problems. So,
well, let's just let the AI take over now.
Right. So yeah, I mean that's my biggest thing. I just, and again, when you watch my videos, I come across as some sort of, oh, I love Trudeau. He's my Lord and Savior, and that's what I get all the time too, right? But that's not the case. It's just you guys spread so much absolute bullshit about the guy. Half of it's made up. Half of it is out of context nonsense, right? Like, the quotes that they repeat that are just completely devoid of context.
Right. And
they believe it. And this is just, it's fact to them, right? He's the most divisive prime minister ever. He divided this country. No. Like, this is where we have to like step in and say, listen, this is reality. And, you just need to step away from the memes and face reality a little bit.
Well, and one of the things that troubles me, and I get it all the time, it's like, oh, you liberal cuck, are you on their payroll?
Every day.
I'm like, no, none
15
of that. None of that is
day.
True.
And for the record, conservatives that are watching this, I'm not paid by the Liberal Party in any way whatsoever. I'm not affiliated. Nope. I'm not even a party member. Okay. So I'm not paid. Anyway, go on.
Well, the thing I always respond to is well, that's cute. It's funny you think that, but I'm not a liberal. I'm not a member of any political party, nor will I ever be.
Me neither.
I'm an engaged citizen, and I vote in every election, municipal, provincial, and federal. I always vote because it's important to do so.
Right.
And I've voted for all major parties at one point in time or another.
Me too.
It depended upon who the member of provincial parliament or federal in my riding happened to be running. If this person was a progressive conservative, although there's none of those left in that party right now, because they're not progressive, they're not conservative, they're reformers. Yeah. Let's face it, that's what they are. Yeah. It's a reform party with a different stamp and label.
Leslie
I'm going to say that forever.
Did you see the report yesterday about the whole petition about the UN and how it was drafted by some absolute whack job? And she's signing on to that. I mean, what are you guys doing? And noticeably, Pierre Poilievre is so silent about it, right? And the media is not going after Pierre Poilievre to find out where he went on vacation or any kind of statement on this. And that's how they get away with it, right? They push everything under the rug for the conservatives, and they make 15, 20, 30 articles about Trudeau's vacation, right? Like, where's Doug Ford? Where is the guy?
He's been gone for 2 months.
Right? 2 months. But that's cool. But Trudeau goes to Jamaica for a week, and it's a fucking topic for 6 months.
Yeah. And you know what? You, like millions of Canadians, are just fed up with this.
Absolutely.
We're just done with it.
Yeah.
That's why I say 2024 is the year when centrist Canadians, and I say centrist, you can be either right or left, centrist Canadians, which is the vast majority of us, are like, all right, enough of this shit. We're not putting up with it anymore. Which is why we're building this community to try and get as many people informed with the truth, with facts. Yes, I have my opinion, but we're always going to give you facts first. And the important thing is we get the facts to the populace so that they can make informed decisions and stop being gaslit by troll bots and media outlets.
Right.
We know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're at the end of our rope here as population. And I think 2024 is the year of pushback. I really genuinely do believe that, because I've seen so many people say, that's it, I can't take it anymore.
I agree.
I can't take it anymore. And, yourself, along with Cranky Canuck, along with Dean, along with, ourselves, of course, Charles Adler, Laura Babcock, we're building a community that's saying, no, we're pushing back against this, because this is hateful rhetoric that is harmful to citizens and democracy.
Agreed.
Look, these people want Gilead. They want the Handmaid's Tale.
Right.
And if we stay asleep at the wheel, they're going to damn well get it.
Yep.
And we can't allow that to happen.
Speaking of where's Doug Ford, this came up yesterday.
Yeah.
Amazing how Doug Ford wore the same clothes in front of the same backdrop on both December 29th and January 7th while also being in Florida. Doug Ford. On December 29th, 2023 was a very busy year for our governments as we continue to build a stronger Ontario. Here's just a few of the many important things we've accomplished this year. I've got 2 boxes of Tim Beebs that he didn't talk about being a government investigated by the RCMP as one of his accomplishments.
And again, this is another thing too, right? Like, how many scandals does this guy have? And it is swept under the rug.
Yep.
And he's allowed to get away with everything. And I just don't get it, right? I just, that's the part where my rage will starting to come out.
And then we got him on January 7th. Happy Orthodox Christmas, Ontario. I wish everybody celebrating a blessed day spent with friends and family. Merry Christmas. Same everything.
Look,
he recorded them all on one day before he left.
But change your shirt, tie, and jacket,
like,
Doug.
how do you not change your shirt?
We recorded a whole week of shows for the Christmas week because we went and changed shirts
between each show.
Create the illusion of a different day.
Even though they knew they were pre-recorded. It's
yeah, we actually said pre-recorded on the
thing.
Like, but we cared enough to change our shirts.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. When you care so little, you do the very least. It's like the opposite of Hallmark, when you care enough to send the very best.
And again, if it's cool and he can get away with it and nobody's gonna call him out on it, why not?
Well, I tagged him in a tweet yesterday. Somebody was accusing the PM of something, and I said, "Okay, that's fine. That's very good." But I know what it was Melissa Lanceman going after Justin Trudeau for Hamas Palestinian protesters, in Toronto, threatening people and so on and so forth. Where's Justin Trudeau in all of this? I'm like, where's Doug Ford in all of this?
Yeah.
It's his responsibility.
It's literally not his job. It's literally not the Prime Minister's job. Right?
It isn't, but they will use him as a scapegoat. So I'm like, where's Doug Ford in all this? I bet you he's at his cottage on the phone 24/7. The phone being his snow machine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the name of his snow machine.
Right, because it comes down to the same thing with the Emergencies Act, right? The Trudeau's hand was forced on purpose to invoke the Emergencies Act. That was the plan the whole time.
The plan was for him to do worse. The plan was, and this is always the plan with these people, the plan is to try to get you to overreact so that they can go, there, see? And even though it was a textbook, how you dismantle one of these things it's like there was one horse that somebody got too close to, so the horse got up, and the only tear gas was from a protester.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? And there's still... He froze my bank account. Like this. There was 200 bank accounts frozen for a couple of days, and most of them if your bank account is still frozen, most of them were unfrozen within 48 hours. If your bank account was still frozen, maybe, I don't know, perhaps, I don't know, you were doing something that you shouldn't have been doing that warranted that.
Right. But no, it's Trudeau.
It's like he just randomly picked you out of a crowd and had CSIS do a search and find out who you are and then froze your bank account for no reason.
Yeah. Didn't work that way.
Because he's an all-powerful wizard, right? Like, he controls the entire world, really. I mean, everything that's wrong with the world is Trudeau's fault. So, of course.
But he controls the world. He controls inflation globally. He controls the price of gas and groceries.
Yeah.
But he's an idiot.
but also an idiot, of course. Exactly.
That's one of the 14 signs of fascism.
Right.
Oh, he's
Right?
he's
Too
only a
strong
drama
and too
teacher.
weak.
Remember, he was
Well,
only
of
a
course,
drama
he's
teacher.
only a drama teacher. He's an absolute idiot, but also an all-powerful
Controls the whole world.
dictator. He's so dumb.
And the drama teacher line really pisses me off. He taught it for one semester. One.
Well, it
was a
was
math
a
teacher.
maternity leave LTO, right?
Yes.
That's the other thing too, right? Because, but again, it all comes down to the nice hair, drama teacher, stupid little 3-word slogans that get
Socks.
people
Socks.
socks.
Well, and
right?
you know, the way they go, he's nothing but a drama teacher. Oh, so you mean a person who actually worked in the real world before he became a politician, unlike Pierre Poilievre? They hate working people. He's the lightning, the electrician that brings lightning from the sky and runs it down a copper wire. He's extraordinary, not extraordinary, but extraordinary. So he's super ordinary, is what he's saying.
One
They
thing that I
hate working people.
Yeah, one of the things that I pointed out in one of the videos that I made specifically about that was, so he says like, we don't need experts because he's pandering to the anti-vax crowd for that, right? But we don't need experts. But then he talks about an electrician. And last I checked, an electrician is an expert in that
Right?
field,
Yes.
right? I mean, it's just common sense, right? You would think that your whole platform and campaign is about common sense, and you still lack that common sense. Makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, and if I'd be sitting there like this, it's like I'm an electrician sitting in the room, just like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Did you just call me a dumbass?
Yeah. It takes 8 years to become a fully licensed journeyman electrician. 8 years.
Right.
It's like he literally
There's
called
schooling,
electrician.
there's apprenticeships, right? Like these are not just people that just like, oh, I'm gonna be an electrician now, right?
And that's the thing. It's like, how do you call people dumbasses to their face?
Yeah.
And if you're in the audience and you're going, yeah, it's like, how are you sitting there going, give me more of that? Like, we need to talk about some life choices here.
Yeah, or just comprehension skills, right? Just a little bit.
there's
Think
that
about what he's saying, and then play it back in your head and make sure it makes sense to you.
It's like I have like Chris Rock. It's like, do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth as they're coming out of your mouth?
Exactly.
Well, and he said this 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times on record.
Yeah.
The electrician who takes Does he actually believe this? I'm beginning to wonder.
But even if it is a metaphor, what is the metaphor? I don't get it.
That's not how electricity is made.
I saw that somebody go, it's a metaphor. It's like, for
Of
what?
For what, though?
Of what? It's not. It doesn't make sense, right?
And
if you're all about the common sense, where are you going?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Have something sensible to say.
my Aunt Carol always said, Douglas, if common sense were actually common, everyone would have it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got talk about since we're having fun, we're talking about electricians. Sarah Fisher.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. I have the same feeling. Misery has exploded in Canada because an overbearing government impoverished our people, stoked fear, and weakened our social fabric. Trudeau's ploy of presenting solutions in exchange for higher taxes and less freedom has lost its veneer. Restore power back to the people. Talk about walking into a ring, chin up, ass out. So Mr. Grizzly responds, stop drinking the bong water. It's making you delusional. By the way, where's Pierre Poilievre? We've not seen him in weeks. Is he out in the field somewhere trying to catch lightning? Here's Sarah. If you want to restore power to the people, try capturing lightning from the sky, running it through a copper wire to illuminate the rooms and light up their world. Apparently, it's extraordinary, you half-cooked bunt cake. I mean, it's like they set themselves up.
Yeah.
They literally set themselves
right?
up.
It really
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They can just get away with, because there's buzzwords in that tweet, that the freedom, overbearing, overreach. Those are the buzzwords that you'll get repeated. It doesn't matter, right?
Yep.
So
exactly, and
she's doing her job. She's doing her job, and she's getting the message across that her target audience is grabbing.
Yep, and you've said it right there, and Laura Babcock would be very, very proud of you. What is the content of the tweet? What are the buzzwords? How is it formulated? Who is the audience? How is it targeted? Why these particular words at this particular time?
Right.
I guess
Right.
we look at it and we go, oh, it's stupid. It's like, it's not stupid. This
It's
is
not.
carefully
No.
crafted bullshit. There's some science behind this.
100%. 100%. It is, they hit the words that they have to hit, and those are the words that get repeated.
And then
it's well orchestrated.
and then
no
they
question.
get the clicks, right? She's got 969 little hearts.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
something. Restore power back to the people.
Yeah.
Have you tried the breaker?
But what, again, at this point, what are you complaining about? What are we not free? Where are we being restricted in any way whatsoever? Right? I just, again, they'll talk about the censorship. Oh, we're all being censored. Where is that happening? It's not happening anywhere. In fact, you guys can say whatever the fuck you want, consequence free.
And get away with it.
You could accuse people of libel on the internet with nothing going on.
Right?
Nobody knocking on your door and no media going, excuse me, but did you just commit a crime there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and all you have to do is like, look around.
Right.
It's like, there's like 200 countries in the world. Afghanistan, Iran, in Serbia, they just had an election and they're like sitting around going like this, the governing party actually bought votes. Look at the United States just south of us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, and you're like, you want us to believe that Canada is a shithole country.
Right.
Like, Argentina.
That was the big one, right? They were all celebrating Argentina just a couple weeks ago, and then within days, dude like sent out paramilitary, the military against protesters. Like, do you not see?
Did you not listen to him when he said he was
that guy is an absolute moron, right? So I mean, I can't. So that country is gonna fall real quick.
Oh yeah,
and I'm looking forward to like pushing that back in what'd you call little redhead Nazi dude? What was
Crybaby Caillou.
Yeah, him. I can't wait to see his reaction when 2 years from now Argentina is like in economic ruin. We'll see what he says then.
Right. And it's like did you not believe
the Argentinian people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, but did you not believe the guy when he said he was an anarcho-capitalist and he believes that there should be like no police, no nothing, and it's the person that can afford to purchase his own security that gets to rule like this. So if he decides, well, I'm a millionaire or a billionaire and I can afford a personal security force, your house belongs to me now.
Right.
What you gonna do about it? Who you gonna call? There's no police. There's no justice system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all.
It's scary.
And you voted for that.
Yeah.
Because you wanted change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you got change.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
It's we're in an upside down. We're in Star Trek alternate universe with the evil Captain Kirk. Right. This is what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what else to think these days. And like I said, 2024 is the year of pushback because people are just fed up with this.
Yeah.
We've all had it up to here. Like I'm below the bullshit line. It should be down here where I can still breathe, but now it's above my head and I can't take it anymore.
Right.
And I am not the only one. There are millions of Canadians that feel the same damn way, and people are pushing back hard.
Yeah.
Our friend Tim Kreutzmann, who went on a couple of rants recently. We had him on the show. We had a great show with him, and this is a guy out on Vancouver Island. He's an educator. He's like, no, we're not putting up with this anymore.
Right.
We long for the days of a Joe Clark progressive conservative when we might have a slight difference of opinion on an economic matter.
Right. On policy.
Not
on policy.
On policy.
Actual policy.
Right.
Actual policy.
Right.
We've
Not
got a
stupid
party.
made up shit that you guys are just believing because you read memes.
We've got a party in opposition that has no platform.
None.
They have slogans.
And no intention to present one until the actual election. During the election is when Melissa Laskin told us to find out what the platform is.
This is the other thing that bothers me about that whole thing too, right? Because you'll get the comments in here. Why would he share his platform before the election? I don't know. That's their job, right? Their job isn't power. Their job is to help Canadians. So why are you okay with your party of choice not willing to help Canadians just because they're not in power? That makes no sense. That's not common sense.
No.
There you go.
It's not.
So what would, in your ideal world like this, what would you hope would happen now?
And what do you mean?
Well, you have all this bullshit. We're being flooded. We have, a completely uncurious media. For some reason, journalists have stopped being curious, which is really weird because that's kind of part of the job.
Yeah.
So what would you, if there was like a policy that could be brought into place, like if Trudeau government, they're calling you a dictator like this, be one, what would you do?
First, I'd get rid of American-owned media companies in Canada, right?
We are on board with that.
If there's foreign interests in the media, in Canadian media, I mean, that goes against Canadian values. We got to get rid of that. I mean, again, I just, what? I hope there's more people like us, right? Like, I hope more people like us, and we're not the only ones, right? But a lot of people are scared because there is a massive pushback, and the right. I don't want to stereotype, but they are violent, right? Like I've gotten death threats for just being a sarcastic dick, right? Like I'm just sarcastic, and you're gonna send me death threats because you disagree with me so much. I mean, that's absurd, right? So
yes, it is.
If there's more of us that stand up, right, that are, and like I say to you, like you just said, I'm not opposed to conservative policy. I'm opposed to the fucking wingnuts that have taken over the Conservative Party. There's a distinction there, right? I can't align myself with people that are aligned with N-words, not N-words. That's not the 1930s Germans, and they are aligned with them. They have similar beliefs, and they close their eyes and pretend, oh no, they're not with us, but they're with you. And in good conscience, I can't align myself with somebody that aligns with them.
Yep. See, and I can't align myself with anybody who uses any word that has any word with a variation of tard.
That's it too, right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I hear you. So I'm right with you on the foreign media thing. I mean, we've been asking for that. We still don't understand. This is the one thing I don't understand about our prime minister when you're saying, because we get called about that too, right? We keep on saying that we're in the bag for it too. It's like, I keep on joking, you guys haven't got paid, but I have my George Soros check, my first one. I got it framed on my wall here. I didn't cash it mine like this. I was so happy he noticed me. I felt seen.
I also say, because I get the your paid liberal troll, whatever it is, right? I say, not only am I a paid liberal troll, but Trudeau brings it to me, the check personally, every 2 weeks.
Wouldn't that be lovely? We have a coffee and he brings me the check and says thanks for the efforts.
Exactly.
We share a donut. We share a woke donut. I was going to ask you something, but I forgot where I was going.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No, no worries. If people are tired enough about all of this, what would you suggest, like the average person listening at home, what would you suggest that they can do?
I mean, just stand up, make your voice heard, right? I mean, this is the thing, whether it's on these platforms or whether it's going on, because Facebook is, I mean, I haven't been on Facebook in years, but that's one of the main problems too, right? Like everyone's scared to call out their drunk uncle, right? And that's a problem. Like, you're scared. Oh, my friend's a wingnut, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm scared to say something, right? We got to stop being scared to say something.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Step up, step out. You know, we put our necks out there every damn day.
Yeah.
And I've had people try and threaten me. We're going to get you fired. I'm like, for what?
Me too.
You can't get me fired when I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
Sorry. First off, you don't even know what I do or where I work, and it's not on any of my socials anywhere. So good luck.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, you can't get me fired for telling the truth.
Right.
There's no consequences when you tell the truth.
Exactly. Like, so what is it that you need to be fired? And I've gotten the same thing too, right?
Yeah.
I hope your employer sees this and you get fired. What is it that I'm saying that's wrong? Correcting lies and presenting factual data is how is that a firing offense, right? Like, and if you're gonna fire me for that, then good riddance.
Really? Because fire me. I don't want to work here.
Yeah.
Well, my boss called me the day after I went viral for yelling at the truckers in my blue jacket in the streets and said, "Are you okay? Do you need anything? Do you want to come and stay at my chalet in Tremblant?" I was like, "What?
Yeah.
I'm not in trouble." He goes, "I don't know how you didn't start swinging, because if I had been there, I would have been hitting people."
Right.
I said it took a lot of
Restraint.
Self-restraint.
Yeah.
A lot of self-restraint, because I wanted to, but I knew it would create a huge problem for me. I would find myself unemployed. I was worried that I was going to get unemployed for, dropping all the F-bombs, but what I got was support from my employer.
That's awesome.
Saying, "No, you didn't lie about anything. You actually gave them a civics lesson."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that's another thing. Let's bring basic civics back to the forefront. Please let's learn the different levels of government, their responsibilities, their jurisdictions, right? Because
Justin Trudeau isn't building houses.
Yeah.
I'm going to start building houses. Not that way.
Exactly, right? So Pierre makes a big fuss about, housing, even though he was housing minister, but housing. And then Trudeau's like, well, we've been funding it for years. What the provinces are doing. Oh no, he can't say that. Then they go into the municipalities and start, putting some progress in. No, we can't do that either. I mean, it's just so absurd.
Completely. It's absurd to the level of a comedy writer would go, "I can't present this as a skit on SNL.
Right.
It's too stupid.
Yeah.
Nobody would believe this."
Right.
Life imitating art, I guess, in this case, because my God.
And that's the thing too, is like the mocking and the sarcasm that we have. We have an expression in French called rire jaune. It's more like, because it's not like, none of this is actually funny.
No,
it's not
in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, it's like, giving the range of emotions that we have.
Although I do find it funny watching, making fun of people that they. Again, I'm a bit of an asshole when it comes to that. But if you're still, complaining about lockdowns and stuff like this at this point, I am gonna mock you and I am gonna enjoy it. I'm sorry.
Well, we have no freedom, so we're going to drive all the way across the country unfettered, unstopped, to park in the nation's capital for 3 straight weeks to protest about the freedom we don't have.
Yes, exactly. Way to go, guys.
What color is the sky in your world? Because my God, man.
Yes.
I have to say, I like it that you say I'm a bit of an asshole.
I can be. I mean, we all can be, right?
I'd like to believe that I'm not, but maybe I am a dick.
No, especially when it comes to just some things that are so obvious. It's like, if you're still believing this at this point, you have a problem, right? So whether it's you're manipulated or you're just not smart, either way, enough is enough. We got to get rid of those people that are screaming this stupid nonsense. And get people to be able to talk actual policy and have an informed debate rather than just stupid talking points for memes.
Yeah.
Well, do you actually think PP will show up for the debates? Is he going to pay a $50,000 fine?
I think he will. But he'll will he answer anything without, oh, well, it's Trudeau's fault, everything's going to be Trudeau's fault. So
it won't be a debate.
It won't. So my more of my concern is how Trudeau handles it, right? Like, I want to see Trudeau take the gloves off and just knock him out. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to see another Mulcair moment.
Yes,
because that was brilliant. Because Mulcair was being such a total dick when he raised the issue of his dad on the 20th anniversary of his
I think that was a turning point where I think Mulcair, because I think Mulcair almost had a kind of a way in there at that point.
He had the lead at one
point. He killed it. He killed himself there.
Yeah, I agree.
Shot himself in the foot for sure.
See, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, I believe kindness is power, but after talking to you, I might have to take a long look in the mirror and wonder if maybe I too am a bit of a dick.
We all have our moments.
We all can be, right? It's just whether how we present it is I think the way that, if you just want to be angry, then that's not sarcasm. Use sarcasm. It works because it pisses them off. That's why I think I'm targeted a lot on TikTok, because I use the sarcasm and I use the laughing, and they get so pissed off about it because I'm laughing.
You're not angry,
at it, right? And that's why they get so freaking angry, because I'm making light of it in a serious way, or I'm making light of a serious topic that way.
Yeah,
and it's incredibly effective.
Yeah,
like incredibly effective, because people connect with the laughter, but they get the message at the same time. So, sir,
thank you.
I salute you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I got to run, gents.
Yes.
If you guys want to keep rolling,
no, I got to get going as well too. So
I got to get to the office.
All right.
So.
Well, thank you so much for joining.
Dude, this was great.
Thank you for having me.
Be fun.
I'm honored.
I actually needed this, to be totally honest. Not that I was in a bad mood like this. I wasn't. But the last few days, I've been getting so little sleep that I've actually been downright narcoleptic. I've been falling asleep on buses. I actually fell asleep standing up on New Year's Day.
Oh my God.
I was leaning on the back counter and I was eating something like this, and I fell asleep, and as your knees give out like this, and I was falling, and we have a counter in front and counter in back, and I saw the counter in front approaching. It's like this. So I was sitting there.
That's a little scary.
It's an episode where we just get to chat and laugh, especially because we've had a couple of pretty heavy episodes.
Yeah,
particularly yesterday and really our interview with Neely Kaplan-Mirth and whatnot. This, my abs are actually sore.
You got an ab workout.
I needed this.
Of the
show. Thanks so much, my friend. I can't wait.
Thank you.
And
please, I'm honored. Thank you for having
soon.
me.
Oh, and please.
Oh God, no, it was great. We want to have you back again soon. Maybe next week or two. Something. Excellent.
Anytime.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
All right.
Big hug, my friend.
Take care.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
I love that.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
That.
God, that was a lot of fun.
Oh my word. It's great. Yeah, we had to switch it up a bit. We had to switch it up.
Yeah. Yesterday was really heavy, so I thought, it was good. We could have a much lighter show, but serious topics, discussing serious topics in a lighter manner, because it's been so heavy lately. And, like I said, it's the time of the year when it is a heavy time of the year, and yet I'm feeling great right now. And that just energized the hell out of me. I'm going to have an amazing work day today. I know it.
Oh, that makes me so happy. No, seriously, because I know you work hard. I know you work very hard. And, of course, we talk on the show about mental health. And I forgot to ask Creek Pete how's the mental health was doing today. And I think I forgot to do that yesterday, too, with our guest. I've broken our tradition.
No, you did. You did.
I did yesterday? Okay. Yeah.
We have to get Sujith back at some point in time, and we'll have Creek Pete back again soon. I'm just thinking of all this, I'm brainstorming right now, if you will, live on the show.
Yeah. It's and there are certain people that I wish we could get together at the same time. You know what I mean?
That would be awesome.
See how things would go. Oh, right. Before we do, yes. So that's the end of our show. Kits and Cubs, we hope that you enjoyed listening to this, because we really loved it.
We really enjoyed putting this together.
I think my crush may have gotten bigger.
He's a good dude.
He's
I like
a
him a lot.
really
I like
great
him a lot.
dude. I mean,
Well, maybe we can get him to join us for a pubcast
oh,
sometime.
that would be cool. No, but seriously, how could you not enjoy being in the presence of
Oh yeah, yeah.
someone?
'Cause- Well, he's got the energy, right? The
Right.
positive energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Well,
That
you and you can
you want to be
tell.
around that.
You can tell. And again, the kind face, right? And when we say like hate Rotzi for like you see all the people that hate, right? How their faces are contorted and whatnot. Like this, he's got such a kind face, right?
Mhm.
And that's how
Oh
you
yeah,
know. That's how you know. Like this,
absolutely. Well,
you
like you
wear
say,
it.
hate ages people. It makes them angry. It does terrible things to them. And in this case, now is look at this dude. Like, could you meet a happier, more joyful person? I don't think so.
Right. Exactly. It's like, yeah, spread joy, man. Spread joy. We hope that you love this. So we listen to this. I said that before because you know what? I'm fan beavering. So I'm tripping over myself. All right. Sharing is caring. So please spread the word. Tell your peeps and poops all about us. And you have. And I think like our YouTube subscriptions like jumped massively. I saw at the beginning of the chat that somebody said like we're over 570 now or something. 578. So it just jumped because we were like 560, not like just
Well, I
days
put out a
ago.
bunch of shorts, and the shorts are being released over the next 24 hours. I'll put out some more next week. And ad campaign ended. I'll start a new ad campaign next month. That's just not in my budget this month. I do have something I want to share with you, though, very
Yes.
quickly. So my friend John Melky over at blasttheradio.com, ETR, offered up. She's like, we're looking for somebody to help promote us, and you can help promote yourself. So I did this for him, and have a listen. I think you should be able to hear this.
Hi, this is Mr. Grizzly from True North Eager Beaver Media. You're listening to Zoe and the Milkman.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I did a little radio promo for him. So yeah, he's a good buddy. We've known each other for 30 years at least, I think.
We should have him
Yeah,
on.
he just. Oh, I'd love to get him on, but he works the schedule we do. But he has his own radio station, and he works for about 4 or 5 other ones. So, love to get him on because he watches when he can. Right, he's when he has the time to watch the live stream, he does. But it's difficult for him because busy guy. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, it'd be great to have John on at some point. Maybe we could work out something with him where we could get him on the pubcast or something. That would be fun.
It's just really interesting because like when we had Laura, we were talking about bullying, her last name.
Laura Minella.
Laura Manella. It's like that's a voice I grew up with. Right on the radio, so it'd be silly. I like it when we have people I grew up with. Same thing with Sujith, because I grew up on Fraggle Rock. So I like that. It's like meeting people that you, and especially back in the day, because now people who do radio live stream. Back in the day, you didn't.
Yes.
So all you had was like only now if there was a picture in a bus shelter, and that's all you knew, right, about what the person looked like, or if you saw them at a live event.
In the request line.
Yeah, or if you saw them at a
speak
live
to them for
event
30
or
seconds.
something, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, we're going all over the place. So sharing is caring. Share everything. If you'd like to subscribe and not miss an episode, you don't have to, thanks to the Ray Girl. If you scan that QR code under my chin, or if you go to podpage.com/the True North Eager Beaver, lowercase letters with a hyphen between each one of those words, you can make sure that you get our episodes when they are fresh off the bandwidth. And we are now up to date on the audio casts. So if you are listening, well, by the time you get through all the ones that we just uploaded and you hear this episode, thank you so much. This time delay thing is a little weird. But yes, we appreciate your patience. And when I let people know that we were getting up to date, it's like, oh, there you are. It's like, we thought you had disappeared. No. We just had tech.
Got busy.
Got busy on tech. If you would like to subscribe in other ways, make like Kit Elaine and go to our True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube page, where you can like, share, and subscribe. Join the 578 who are already there. We are Legion. Yes. And if you would like to offer us additional support other than shares and retweets and reviews and stars, That little QR code by Mr. Grizzly's head brings you to our coffee page where the Eager Beaver Lodge Emergency Hydration Fund is waiting for you, and our tip jar is just there saying, feed me, feed me. So if you'd like to drop a few coins into that, we would be most grateful, as did Kit Tavi G yesterday, who left a little something for us there and said, just a small token. If I were to support you based on the value of the community and information you provide, it would be much more than my meager budget would allow. Thank you again. Tavi G, just so you know, we appreciate absolutely everything, doesn't matter how small. And I went and looked back. You are not a one-time contributor. You give to us several times during the year. So when you add them all up, trust me.
Thank you.
It's amazing what you do. Please don't feel like it's not enough, ever.
I just posted a link. I just want, because our friend Janet was in yesterday, and she was talking about her daughter and how they were outcast at Christmas time. But I posted a link to Spotify to her daughter Molly Rolls.
Yes,
some of Molly's music. It's amazing. I would call it dream pop.
Oh, I love it.
Kind of like
Billie Eilish?
No, well, Billie Eilish-ish, but more like what's his name there? The Australian dude. I can see his face. I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, it's fine. It's dream pop-ish, kind of Billie Eilish-like, but not quite.
Okay. All right.
Go give it a listen. It's great stuff.
All right.
Great stuff.
It's right there in the chat there for kits who are watching. So yes, do please.
Thanks, Vim.
Check that out. Yes. Vim has been really wonderful to us as well. Kit Vim. And Kit Tavi G as well. Just so you know, all the little things that you send us, stories that you bring our attention to, all of that helps as well. That helps us.
Yes, we can't get to every single one, but we try and incorporate them where and when we can, and some of them we'll save for future. So don't think you're overpowering us or flooding the zone. Please continue to do so, because it helps us. We can only curate so much as two people, and we both work full time. So.
Yeah, and right now I'm working on 3 shows, so every little bit helps. Trust me. All right. From the Beaver Democracy is something that you do, of course. Take a tip from Creek Pete and get involved, speak up. One of the ways you can do that is by writing to your MPPs, your MLAs, your media, demanding better, your senators, all that good stuff. Go get your shots as well. All right? From the Eager Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying it could be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourself. Mr. Grizzly, some words of wisdom, please, sir.
Keep involved. Be vigilant, and let friends and family know that we have a potential perilous end to our democracy if we do not pursue the truth.
All right. Roll the credits, please. You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum. And The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Kids and Cubs. I'm going to have a little Easter egg for you. Now, I saw Kit James comment again about my 37 tabs. It's called research. It's called research. It's something I posted back in November in response to a compliment from Kit Sadeka. Because I had tried making those little videos for a while, because I'd got 2 out, and I'd like to do more, but it took me 100 takes to get what is
That's the
that
way it
math?
goes. The more you do it, the better you get
It's
at it,
so
though.
hard to pack that much into 2 minutes because I was really trying to keep them under 2 minutes because I don't want to buy that blue check.
Right.
But since we're talking about sarcasm, I remembered this when Creek Peak said that, and you put it up, Mr. Grizzly. It's like, some days I swear I'm the love child of Dorothy Petrilla's Bornak and Julia Sugarbaker. For the gays watching, you know what I mean.
So yesterday was Elvis's birthday. It was David Bowie's birthday and the anniversary of his death. And this week is the 40th anniversary of the first time the world had ever heard the song Jump by Van Halen.
Bum, 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 bum,
40 years ago this week.
I
40
love
years.
that song.
Still rocks.
Yeah.
All right, I got to
All
go.
right.
I'll see you.